Hey everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video. I hope that you guys are having a really great Saturday thus far. And so of course, I'm here with the latest in terms of what is going on across the North Atlantic, and of course in terms of that rainfall increase. That activity is moving out of the vicinity of Jamaica as well as other areas such as the Cayman Islands and Cuba and the Bahamas as well. However, we could have another rainfall increase next week. I'm going to be going into that in some details, and I'll also be taking a look at Arlene, which is really not looking so good. And so before I go into details, please do subscribe and tap the bell so that you never miss an important update. So as we return to this satellite imagery here, we definitely see all that activity still in association with all of that rainfall increase, and most of that is over Hispaniola. So since yesterday, Haiti has been receiving lots of rainfall, and now it is also spilling into the Dominican Republic. So as for those areas, that activity is going to be continuing as we head throughout most of today. And then of course we have two tropical waves. One has its axis extended into Suriname and another is out there in the tropical Atlantic. And we also see lots of activity coming off the coast of Africa. So of course, let's head to northeastern South America. And so we can definitely see where we have lots of activity for some areas, for some parts of Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, as well as Venezuela. And then looking up to the vicinity of the ABC Islands, of course, things remaining dry. And for the vicinity of Trinidad and Tobago, there was quite a bit of cloud cover, but some of that seems to be clearing up now. Let's go to the Eastern Caribbean, and there we can see some shower and thunderstorm activity in the vicinity of Martinique and St. Lucia. So you guys, they're probably experiencing some early morning thunderstorm activity or some showers. But for other areas, it is dry for the most part. And then, of course, heading more to the west, as I said earlier, we have all that activity lingering over Hispaniola. And so, of course, in the case of heavy rainfall, there can always be flooding, especially in those flood-prone areas. So please take all the necessary precautions and stay safe. Most of that cloud cover across sections of the Bahamas. Going to Central America, we're not seeing where too much is happening. We mainly see some activity near the Pacific coast of the territory, such as the southernmost part of Mexico, going to off the coast of Guatemala, El Salvador. We see a bit of cloud cover in sections of Nicaragua, sections of Honduras, extended out into the Bay Islands, where we have Roatan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but most of that is moving out now, and there should be sunny skies for most of today. Now let's go ahead and talk about Arlene. What is going on for the cyclone? Looking at it at a close-up view, not looking too good whatsoever. We have a bit of convective activity over the eastern side of the system, but it is pretty much naked. It is vacant of any major convective activity right now. And so, of course, it is expected to become post-tropical as we're going to be progressing into late tonight, maybe going to tomorrow morning over parts of western Cuba. And so let's go on to the cone forecast. Now, this is as of this morning, of course, and the cyclone is picking up in its acceleration, of course. It is moving to the south-southeast at 9 miles per hour, still maintaining those winds of 40 miles per hour, just hanging on right there as a tropical storm. So this should become something of very little concern as you're going to be heading into the start of the new week. Now let's go ahead and talk about the rainfall expected through today, and then we'll be looking at the potential for seeing another rainfall increase sometime next week. So first up, we have the GFS forecast in terms of what could happen through today. And so of course, as the map becomes more colorful, the rainfall expected is higher. And so we can see here that for parts of the southeastern Caribbean, including sections of Trinidad, going down into parts of Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, some rainfall activity is definitely expected. Things could be a bit drier as we head further up into the rest of the Lesser Antilles. Maybe a bit of activity in the vicinity of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. The ABC Islands not seeing too much today. Heading to Hispaniola, of course, we have that area of deep convection and lots of lightning still over the region. So, of course, definite rainfall through today. Same story for the Turks and Caicos Islands. Take a look at those shades of purples and pinks. Lots of rainfall activity activity anticipated within the area. Heading a bit more to the west, we're not seeing where that much is expected, but still the possibility for some activity. Going over into Central America, as I said earlier, maybe some isolated shower and thunderstorm activity, but nothing major is expected. Is the Euro in agreement with this? Pretty much. So it is showing that rainfall activity for sections of the Northern Caribbean. Of course, other areas likely to receive some isolated activity. Things expected to be pretty dry going to most of the Central American territories and also over in the east where we have most of the Lesser Antilles. But of course, the model not showing any activity at all for the ABC Islands. And then going down into Northern South America, we see that some activity is possible across some areas. Same story for Trinidad. We see some of those yellow shades indicating that more rainfall activity is likely within that area. So that is what our models are expecting here. And now in terms of seeing another rainfall increase as we progress into the new week. So we're going to be looking at the Euro forecast. And so where we have those colors, those greens, yellows, oranges, that is the precipitation rate. And there we have the time right there, the forecast time. So as we head into next Wednesday, going into Thursday, we definitely see some activity across sections of the Northern Caribbean extended into the Bahamas. Interesting here. And looking at what the GFS simulated IR satellite, the infrared satellite, has to show, going to Tuesday and Wednesday, there we see all of that rainfall increase anticipated for the Caribbean yet again. So very interesting what the models are showing, and this isn't just for one run. I have been watching them for some time, but we're still talking about something some days out, so there are likely to be some changes. But of course, I'm here to keep you guys updated on all that is happening. But fortunately for us, especially here in Jamaica, we've got some sunshine this morning. Some clothes can finally be hung out and dried because of course we've had couple days of some continuous rainfall across the island. So here we have a break in it where we can get some things done, and so of course guys, I'm gonna be keeping you updated as time goes by. So I hope that you found this video to be quite informative, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and you can also share your thoughts there. And of course, remember to always be weatherwise.